Hey, how y'all doing? Well, things look a little weird right here, but let's go on with what we're going to do. I found this not long ago, and I said I was going to make a video on electrolysis. Yeah, there's plenty of videos out there, but this is the way I do it, and if it helps someone with some other tips, you may find it useful if you want to preserve relics that you have found. This was the axe head, and hopefully if I edit this right, here's what it looked like before and here's what it looks like now. So if that looks preserved and the way you would like your relics to look, yeah, you're in the right place. Also preserved the hatchet. Came out really nice. It was a rusty mess. So far the best thing I did was this shovel. I mean, it was in really rough shape. It wouldn't even open. Now it just hinges like it's new. I mean, we're not going to fix the nut on there, but I mean, other than that, the shovel looks great. It just, sadly, there was no markings on it to be found, but hey. Now, just taking a lead and connecting it directly to the rust is not the best ideal situation. So basically, there's enough meat in here. I filed the rust away from the inside of the hole, which doesn't ruin the appearance of the sprocket. I am going to be using a power supply, but we'll get into that shortly. So first thing, try to make this simple for anyone that wants to try it. You don't need nothing special. I have little marks. Already got hot glue on my glove and I can feel it burning. And the tips on these are like a nice little point, so it shouldn't take away from the surface area that we want to protect through electrolysis. So the little fine points will be just sitting in points. And we're going to rotate this during the process. What I did, I nerded it out a little bit, and well, here's what we got. You know, our washing soda is sodium bicarbonate. It has a pH of 11, so that, you know, that's extremely high as far as being alkaline. Baking soda, bicarbonate, 7 to 8, borax, 9.5. So you can get good qualities depending on what you're looking for with all of them. I'm going to have 2 gallons of water in here. Electrical properties of this will not dissolve, so no need to add more. Adding more will create more of a problem than just keeping what you have. You won't lose your electrical properties. Let me get my water so I can fill this up. This is just tap right from the old garden hose. Now keep in mind that when we connect this, as a little helpful hint, the negative will be attached to the relic. And think of it as negative as being minus. We want to minus the rust. So if that would help stick in your head, as far as if you forget which one was which, well, that may help you. And we want to minus the rust. Is I have these made up. It's nothing special. It's just rebar. Another hot topic of opinions and discussions is what to use. Rebar with steel works phenomenal. Is there some cleaning involved? Yes. But nothing about this project is without work effort to have the results you're looking for. So we're going to be dropping these in. I'm going to be putting one in all 4 corners. You can do it with 2. Okay, so I have my red wire. Alright, I'm going to plug it in. It is off. Alright, red's in the positive. I'm just going to loop that back here for a minute. And our black wire, which is our negative, our minus. Keep that in mind. Okay, so our minus the rust. I can hang my wire down in my little dispatch display center. So if you don't have that, you can rig something up to hold your wires. No big deal. Don't make a big project out of it. the next thing we want to do is hook up our positive. So I have different ones with different things. The copper's attached to the rebar. It's wrapped around very tightly. So I'm going to go to my last one in my link, and then I'm going to take these smaller ones and I'm going to attach each one together. Oh, there's the red wire I was looking for. This isn't going to be taking any big amps. These wires will be more than sufficient. You know, you can use an older car charger, which works great. You can even use small DC power supplies. And you know, a lot of people think you can't use a new car charger, but you can. If you happen to have a new smart charger, we all know about smart. Well, if you try to do this, it won't recognize it, and it will just shut off. But if you take that smart charger and you connect it to the battery first, not a charged battery, a dead battery, or a weak battery, it will recognize that battery. Then you just take 2 leads from that battery onto your system here. So it will work. You just have to bypass the smartness of it. Alright, so we have our part in the solution. Okay, we have our positive coming out to our anodes, our negative connected, which is the cathode, so basically now it's like, all right, well, how many volts, how many amps? There's no true set amount. All right, so on here I'm gonna hit the let's see, I'm going to crank the volts up, 24 volts, okay, and the amps, I'm just going to do 3. Now I'm just going to go, okay, and you can see I set that to 3 amps, and you can see right here, it won't draw 3 amps, it's only drawing 1.7, and it's going down. You can see the bubbling already. I can see all the fine bubbling all around this part, so my new connection here is working really well. At this time, everything seems to be working great. There's bubbles everywhere coming off this part. I'm going to take the camera off the tripod in a second so you can see that. I definitely recommend the power supply over the car charger. Alright, here's a side shot. You can already see it. There's no time from the time it took me to get this camera off the tripod and put it down here. That's the only time that's elapsed. You can already see how murky the water is. And of course, that's the power supply, 24 volts. The amperage has already dropped down some. It just doesn't need it. It's doing just fine. I'll give you a shot on this side. You can see my little orange standoffs are doing well, doing exactly what I want. It's a very small surface area that the split tooth sprocket is being held up on. Alright, well, here's a little update. You can see how murky the water has got. It's definitely doing its job. As far as the amps go, they have dropped. I can see it looks really good. So I'm going to turn the power off. We are off. I'm going to disconnect. Put that up on my board. I'm going to lift this up so you guys can see what it's looking like. Just going to give it a little shake here and knock off some of that dust. And as you can see, it's looking pretty darn good. You can still see a little bit of redness on the rust there. I'm going to pull my wires out. Whoa, Jackson! Okay, so basically, before I give this a rinse, I want to see if this, knock off some of this crap here with the same water. Being very gentle. Stuff is flaking right off. This is going to make a mess here, but we can clean. We can clean. Now, in this process, once this is out, it's not neutralized just yet. We will have to rinse this off in water, which can cause flash rust, and that's not something that we want to keep that from happening as quickly as possible. But even if there is a little bit of flash rust when you get the oil on there, it basically traps it. So you can see all that redness is pretty much going away here on this side from the iron oxide. We're going to flip it over, do the other side. This is also getting rid of any of the larger chunks that have just been sitting on the surface during the electrolysis process. A lot of hours have passed. Alright, so you can see now that all that rust that still appeared is gone now. Possibility at this point. I can still feel there's a lot of loose stuff. So I have a bucket of water. I'm going to rinse this off in real quick and just brush it real quick. It will be off camera for a quick second, but I'm right here. So just giving it another little easy brush in the fresh water to help neutralize the electrolysis process. Okay, and here we go. Little brushing in the water. Okay, I'm going to slide this out of the way. And the next thing we're going to want to do is get this dried off rather quickly. Okay, what I have here is tallow. This is suet. It's a cow kidney fat. It's been used for a long time. I make it myself. It's a rendering process. This process has been used way before any commercialized oil to prevent rusting. Sealed mason jars. When McDonald's used to cook their French fries in it. It's a very healthy fat. Tallow form is absolutely amazing. So many uses. It was widely used in so many products, which, you know, the new science claimed that, you know, this is just bad for you. It's, you know, it's a heart attack waiting to happen. No, it's all the fake oils today, that cooking oils, that is causing those problems. This is El Natural, baby. Alright, so now it's all sealed. That shininess will start to go away. You can already see it's going away. And like I said, any spots that start, you know, where I put it on initially, where it's starting to glaze over, it looks like right there is starting to glaze over. Just keep heating it up, thins out, it runs, or you can have it completely run off. And it works absolutely amazing. So that is the process in which I do my electrolysis and seal my relics. I mean, I've done this before I was doing relics, but it works absolutely amazing. When it is thick, like any other oil, you will get it transferring to your fingers. But once it gets thin enough, it's barely noticeable. You wouldn't even know it. Hey, thank you all for watching. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to Colonel. He threw up a comment on there asking you know, he'd like to see this video, so props to him. And hey, make sure you guys check out AEW Main Treasure Hunting. He is up next. Peace out, everyone. Any questions, leave in a comment below.